You like cheap comic books, right? Well, I'm Professor Allen, and I talk about cheap comic books on the Quarterbin Podcast. In every episode, I'll dissect a single comic from my collection, as long as I paid no more than 25 cents for the issue. Forget about $4 new comics that you can read in 4 minutes, or crossover events that can cost $100 to collect. Join me in the Quarterbin, where even bad comics are a bargain, and good ones are a steal. The Quarterbin Podcast is part of the Relatively Geeky Podcast Network. Visit us at relativelygeekypodcast.blogspot.com or search Relatively Geeky or Quarterbin Podcast in iTunes. I guarantee it'll be worth every penny.
Time for a break from our show to pay the bills. Check out beacons.ai/comicsfunprofit for all the C4 FAP links you could ever need, all in one place. You can provide feedback, listen, support, share, enjoy these. We have our Patreon there. You can buy us a beer or a coffee. You can check out our Instagrams, our Twitters, our Facebooks. Check out our YouTube page. You can email us. You can listen to our podcasts on Patreon, if you're a subscriber, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, on Podbean. We have Google Podcasts on there. We have an Amazon wish list. You want to buy Kyle and I something? Fine. You can do that here. We appreciate it. We have Kyle's RPG podcast listed on there, so you can check out his Dork Day Afternoon offerings. We have Cowabunga links, so you can check out the Cowabunga Deep Discount FOC and pre-order list. Get on that. That's RLCS, so you can check that out as well. And we want to just give you opportunities to say hi, to check out what we're doing, support us if you would like, or just listen. Check out beacons.ai/comicsfunprofit for all the C4 FAP links you could ever need. Thanks. Back to the show.
I can really do comics for fun. Was that really your clap?
That was my clap. It was a little weak, right? It was a little weak.
Let's just go on and do it. Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This calendar with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 909 for comics originally coming out May the 21st and May the 22nd. But before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic book shops, that's coming Tuesday and Wednesday. Hey, Drew, how we doing and what's going on in the wide world of comics?
You know what?
Let me tell you about something cool comic related I picked up today.
Okay, tell me.
So I, of course, run a liquor store, right?
Yes, boozer.
Yes. And big boozer guy. And, of course, Ryan Reynolds owns Aviation Gin, or at least did at one point in time.
Yeah.
And I was working the truck today, and boom, Deadpool edition of Aviation Gin popped out. And big fan of Aviation Gin. Delicious. This is not a hashtag no free shout outs, no free ads, but I do enjoy it. And then it's got this really dope Deadpool vibe. So, of course, I had to pick that up just as a comic aside. But
wow. And
comics coming into my liquor store.
It wasn't there wasn't a line around the block for it. You were able to snag this.
Nobody knew it was coming out. It did not come up as an allocation, so I was able to just buy one and not tell anybody, except for people that I know. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Deadpool. I'm going to look at this.
Yeah. Deadpool Aviation Gin. Yeah. Aviation. And like even the bottles, as I tear the bag open to look at it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, limited edition. And like each Deadpool in the front, like I've got the one that has the arrow through his head. Some have him saying curse words and stuff like that too. So it's pretty dope.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, this one that came up is he's got it making a little heart with his hands.
With a heart with hands, yeah.
That's wicked.
I just thought it was a neat little comic aside.
So is gin after bourbon, is gin the next collectible booze?
No, there's no real age statement on gin, so there's no high end gin necessarily. Tequila is kind of celebrity endorsed tequila, and ultra premium tequila is the second to bourbon. Of course, bourbon and scotch I'm categorically putting together, but yeah.
Yeah, I knew. I always wondered if there was these bourbon people, they can only buy so much bourbon. At some point, they need to branch out, and I wondered what the next level down was. So it's tequila, you think?
Again, but there is a very much a point of diminishing returns. So with tequila, you're only really aging it for a year or two. You don't, because of how potent tequila is, you don't really get much any farther than that.
Oh.
So yeah, it's never going to be the 10-year age tequila necessarily.
Okay.
So it will never be what bourbon is.
Will bourbon always be what bourbon is?
No.
It'll go away again, right?
Yeah, because Buffalo Trace kind of doubled their production about 6-7 years ago when the boom hit. So eventually that stuff's going to hit the 10-year maturation and flood the market with the things that people can't get a hold of, and then they'll be able to get a hold of them. And then, the key thing we talk about in both comics and every collectible thing is once they're easy to get a hold of, will anybody care anymore?
Yeah. There's no more FOMO.
Yes, exactly.
No more FOMO on the bourbon.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Sorry, this has been Bourbon Talk on Comics.
I like the tequila though.
Yeah.
That's cool. Or the gin, the aviation gin. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's a very neat thing.
And it's collectible because he's doing different poses.
Mm-hmm. And it's a limited run, so I won't be able to get that very often. It'll just come up for this release.
Yeah, that's pretty wicked. All right, let's talk. Let's see which one's first. CBSI.
I always let you run yourself out wherever you want to go on this just to see where you're taking us today. But yeah, let's head on over to our good friends at comicbookinvest.com. Look at their Hot 10 for May the 17th, 2024. Start with their number one item, Godzilla, 70th anniversary, 1 in 50.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, while there hasn't been a ton of sales on this high ratio incentive, it still has done very well for itself, averaging $150. There were early pre-sales showing high interest in this variant going on, but the surprise is that the price has maintained itself at triple ratio even after the release, when we typically see drops. Now, these high prices rarely super hold, but sometimes they still find themselves increasing a bit if the interest maintains. Art Adams has always been on a hot streak, and Godzilla is showing legs at the box office. So who knows how long this hype will last. At rank 2, we have X Factor number 6. If you haven't seen the finale for X-Men 97 yet, then you may not want to see this list, as it is full of spoilers for this.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert for X-Men 97 cartoon, FYI. This fantastic animated series has been a boon for the comic market, making hunting fun again, as folks are seeing dollar books pop each and every week. Now, this one wasn't a dollar book, but it had fallen on tough times since Oscar Isaac's portrayal of him on the big screen. But the hope is many Apocalypse fans have in an accurate depiction in season 2 of this show. And they have plenty of people excited. We saw 40 or more sales, high raws of $100, and CGC 9.8 newsstands at $825.
Okay,
this was a $30 raw book last week.
So that's what I sold it for, 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was $30 or $40 or something like that.
Yeah.
When did Oscar Isaac portray him? What movie is this we're talking about? Is this one of the X-Men books?
X-Men Days of Future Past.
Okay. I don't even remember.
No, I'm sorry. X-Men Apocalypse. Duh. It's Apocalypse. Yeah.
Which one was that?
He was in the blue makeup.
Maybe I didn't see X-Men Apocalypse.
It was the one that had Olivia Munn playing Psylocke and stuff like that too.
Huh. I wonder if I didn't see that one.
It was nothing to write home about. I mean, I didn't mind it, but it wasn't like it wasn't a big thing. And like I liked X-Men First Class. I liked a bunch of the other ones better. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, Days of Future Past I thought was great.
Yeah. Except they changed Wolverine to do too much stuff. But yeah.
And then I liked First Class. I liked a lot of the earlier ones.
Mm-hmm.
There was the one with Jean Grey.
Yeah, Phoenix
that
stuff.
I could barely get through that one. So then Apocalypse was before or after that?
After.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, because that was like X-Men 3 or something like that.
Okay, I have not seen that one.
I have to go back to them.
I gotta at least see that. Okay. So he must have been in X-Men 97, and now he's hot again.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Apocalypse has popped. I don't know if Oscar Isaac was did the voice of him, because I know Marvel was trying to be universal with who voices. I have to do some more research on that, but I do not know.
Interesting.
Yeah. At rank 3, X-Men 185. Another spoiler for X-Men 97, as the after credits tease has caused this dollar book to pop to $25. Will we see the return of Gambit as a Horseman of the Apocalypse in season 2? We shouldn't be that surprised, as this did happen in the comics decades ago after all, so it isn't that much of a real spoiler. It happened in this very comic. In fact, that's why it's on the list. Hee hee hee. Drew, I'm super excited.
Yes.
Rank 4, Revival number 1 by my boy Tim Seeley and our friend Jenny Frison. Late breaking news last week on the option for this decade-old Image series has had me put this on the outside looking in. But after the past week, with more than 50 sales and average raw sales of $20, this is another indie option darling of the week. There is promise in this series being adapted successfully to screen as the story lends itself to the medium. But temper expectations, as most are still looking for the next Walking Dead. But I doubt we'll ever see a phenomenon such as that again. How dare they say that?
Well,
but yeah, I have said since the beginning that this would make a perfect live action, just the way it's set up. And
here's the problem, Kyle.
No, why you don't crap in my mess kit already?
Well, guess what channel?
Oh no, don't tell me.
You won't. It's worse than you would have imagined. It's Sci-Fi.
Didn't they screw up Why the Last Man?
No, that was Amazon.
That was Amazon. Okay.
Yeah, Sci-Fi has this, and I can't imagine the budgets would be anywhere near where they would need to be to make this look good. And I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic, of course. And another thing, look at that Jenny Frison cover.
Love it.
Doesn't look anything like her current work. Right?
No. I
her
mean,
variations on a theme. She was doing good stuff back then.
Yeah, she had great variants. And I also have signed editions of Revival, and I have the weird ghost versions of this.
Yep.
So I have dope amounts of Revival, and
so you hope it is the next Walking Dead.
Oh, bring it on, baby.
So you can cash it in.
Cash it in.
Yeah, that I really hope it's good, but I mean, I can't remember that last time there was a Sci-Fi show that was competent.
Hope for the best, expect the worst. That's what we're gonna do here.
That's what we do here at Comics for Fun and Profit.
At Comics for Fun and Profit, we weep a little bit and hope that things get better. All right, and at rank 5, we have a book I am not familiar with. We have Jungle Comics number 1. Bruce Jones, Dave Stevens. Here's those Dave Stevens covers we're always talking about. Just when we think learn to speak, Kyle. Just when we think the Dave Stevens train has come to an end, another one of the covers decides to join the $1,000 club. This week we saw this cover go from its $50 to $60 average sale to a hefty $142 at auction, followed by an accepted best offer of $110. And add that into a CGC 9.6 sale for $451, and we see then our next Stevens books hitting brand new heights. Each week, I wonder which of his books will be the next on the train.
So not a $1,000 club, $100.
Yeah, no. Okay. Raw's at $100.
Okay.
Did I say that wrong?
You said $1,000 club, and I was like, ooh,
sorry.
What?
Sorry, my bad. At rank 6, Venom Separation Anxiety number 1 drew the 1 in 200 variant.
Wow.
High ratio incentives such as this typically find themselves on the outside looking in, as they don't often have a high volume to justify the consideration. Now, you might say that 7 or so sales this week is not a lot, but when we normally see only 1 or 2 for 200 ratios, we took notice of this. Not only had many of these sales followed release, but they all maintained a $300 price. The silver 1 in 100 version is still about ratio, but this gold version is doing pretty well.
God, I can't believe we're doing gold editions and silver editions again. Yeah. Oh my God.
At rank 7, Strange Academy Blood Hunt number 1. Would not have seen this making it onto a list.
Wouldn't have guessed.
The blood hunts be blood hunting. Wednesday Warrior books are back. Another example of a first appearance book from last week that finds itself a darling flip book from cover price to $10 to $15 based on a first appearance of a new Strange Academy character. Don't know if Pia will be a mainstay on the title going forward or not, but it's been a while since we've had a book we've been putting money into Strange Academy. This is a sign for maybe a market rebound.
Is that I didn't even know that series was still going.
Still going.
Must be.
I mean, they're blood hunting at the very least.
Yeah, at the very least they're blood hunting, but I didn't know if they had an ongoing or not.
Yeah. At rank 8, X-Men 53. Hanging on to the list again, it seems folks can't get enough Onslaught. Yes, even the former head writer admitted that Onslaught was an eventual direction for X-Men 97, but who's to say what will happen now? Could be for season 2 or maybe even season 3, as this show has been masterful in how it has adapted multiple story arcs, interweaving them in new and interesting ways so as to not be 100% a redo of the comics. While it's moved down the list as most sales are in the same average range as last week, we did get some spikes in Rawls, $35, and a CGC 9.8 newsstand fetching $325. At rank 9, Rise of Apocalypse #1, another comic seeing tons of volume since Wednesday, as this was teased at the end of the finale. Personally excited for this direction and the possibilities it leads to, and there are even some more books on the OLI, and that just didn't make the cut. Yeah, most sales are still very cheap, but there were some highs nearing $10, but realistically you can grab an entire 4-issue mini for $10 to $20. We'll see how this performs over the next week and even longer, as we have a bit of a wait until we get more X-Men 97. At rank 10, Nightcrawler #1. This is a fun book that I was surprised to see doing so well this week, doubling its volume to over 40 sales, hitting as high as $10. This has been a dollar bin book for years, but I am happy to see some swashbuckling Nightcrawler. This is probably due to a mix of the prior episode where we saw Kurt wielding 3 swords, as well as the tease of more adventures to come in the past at the end of the finale.
Huh.
Comics Journal 117. Had a raw sale for over $400 on the outside looking in last week, as this lesser-known Stevens cover has started to make strides. But this week, a CGC 9.6 sold for a huge $1,695. It's a big sale for a magazine for the cover alone. Was searching for one of these for years, trying to get one for under $450, but now I am priced out. Oh well.
Yeah, that's a nice cover.
And the other notable sale, Great Comics #1, little-known LB Cole cover, sold for an all-time high of $1,620 in the CGC 9.4. That's a super high grade for a classic such as this, and decent jump for the last sale. But Golden Age books are like that and can go years or even decades between sales. So who knows where the eventual ceiling may be.
It's not enough of them. They're just not enough.
It's not quite enough.
Nope. Now it's time to head on over to our DC Connect, and this is June's DC Connect for August books. And we're doing this. We're looking on Lunar distribution for this with Absolute Power on the cover, which is a Mark Waid, Dan Mora mini event for the month of August. But we are kicking off. I believe that's what we're kicking off with, right?
Sure.
And it must have kicked off last month, and I just forgot about it because this is Absolute Power 2. Do you remember it last month?
Yes, I do. And I'm trying to think of what specifics, but yeah.
Yeah. So it's continuing into August with Absolute Power and its crossovers. So we've got Mark Waid, Dan Mora doing 2 for an Absolute Power Task Force. We've got Pornsack Pichetshote.
Pinochet.
I don't think it's Pinochet.
That's what I call him.
I like it. Yours sounds much better than what I just said. And Claire Rowe on art. And Absolute Power Origins with John Ridley. It looks like a Suicide Squad, Amanda Waller thing there.
Yeah, this is all coming back to me as we go through it.
Yeah. We're going to do a tie-in for Absolute Power and Batman 151. with Zdarsky, and what's the swimsuit edition we got? Is that Batman in a Speedo?
That looks to be Batman in a Speedo.
Lord, why would we do that? Poor Batman. I like some of these covers though.
Yeah,
Gillum
Superman
March is
17.
nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, and I kind of like the we're doing the action figures.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Superman 17. It's another absolute power tie-in. Also another swimsuit variant.
And we're doing a team up with Zatanna and Superman, which I don't remember a lot of them together. So that's kind of an interesting pairing.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 12, another absolute power tie-in. And this time she's teaming up with Robin.
Okay. And then Green Lantern. Who's he getting? Anybody? Just him.
Just him.
Just him.
But he appears to be in the Batwing, I think.
Okay. And then we're going to transition to a 0-hour 30th anniversary special.
Yeah.
So shouldn't this just be like in the trades?
This should not be up here as a spotlight. It's only $10.
Yeah, 80-page giant, I guess.
Yeah. With a lot of variants on it.
Yeah. I don't know that I read it, so maybe I'll take advantage.
Interesting art by Dan Hipp. Very interesting. All agey. Jenny Sparks #1. Eisner Award winner Tom King delivers a new Wildstorm series with rising star artist Jeff Spokes. So more Wildstorm spinoffs with Jenny Sparks. Ooh, we get some preview pages.
Okay.
No words, just art.
So, like Wildstorm?
I'm assuming so.
That's cool. I hope it's accessible.
Yeah. The best-selling world of DC vs. Vampires returns with a brand new Elseworld series, DC vs. Vampires World War V #1.
Why is it coming back? Money, I guess. Money. Yeah. Cash grab.
6-issue series.
I thought we had plenty of DC vampires last time.
Mm-hmm. And just like Dark Knights of Steel is continuing to come back with All Winter #2. Batman Gotham by Gaslight, Kryptonian Age is at issue 3. These are all our Elseworld titles.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
And now we're back into Detective 1088. No tie-ins, no swimsuits. Batman and Robin 12. Nightwing 117. The penultimate chapter of Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo's legendary Nightwing saga. Get these while you can, Drew.
Yeah, yep. Second to last.
We of course get a swimsuit variant with our boy Nightwing.
Wouldn't want it any other way.
And we get a really nice action figure variant. I love that.
Disco.
Yep. Batman Brave and the Bold 16. Gotham City Sirens #1. That's a nice. Okay. So Leah Williams is doing this Gotham City Sirens. You can't keep a bad girl down. Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn reunite for a weekly adventure. So Gotham City Sirens 2, 3, and 4 also releasing in this.
Okay. So that's cool. There would be no reason for me to forget what was going on if it's a weekly. We'll be able to keep up.
Birds of Prey 12.
Great cover.
Yeah, great covers.
They're pretty good.
Yeah. Outsiders #10. Batman Off-World #6, which is not an Elseworld, but just an Off-World.
It's just Off-World.
6 of 7. That's the end of Off-World.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. That thing on the left there, that little sketch drawing, that little robot was a punch bot. So Batman spent the first couple of issues just punching him.
There we go. Batman Dark Age #5, the penultimate of our Mike Allred drawn book.
Also good.
Oh, is
Very
that good?
good.
Good. I'm glad that's
Very
pretty good.
Yep.
Action Comics 1068. Batman Superman World's Finest 30.
Gail Simone and Rainbow Rowell. I wonder how long they've been working on this. I did not
want that action. Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
Neil
Him and Leah
Fazan.
Williams
Go for it.
too.
Yeah, on Power Girl 12.
Yeah. I thought that was Tradmore. It's Travis Moore art. Not the same.
Not the same. Neil Before Zod 8. Flash 12. Flash getting a swimsuit and, of course, a action figure.
I really wanted to like Flash because it was Cy Spurrier, but
Can't help it.
I didn't like it first issue, and I stopped reading it.
Titans 14 by our friend Tom Taylor.
You might be having a stroke, bro.
Yeah. Green Lantern War Journal 12. Green Arrow 15. Oh, we're back to more Absolute Power tie-ins.
What?
20
That's
pages
not
later, we're back to tying in. Green Arrow is heading on the road to Absolute Power. And now back out of the tie-ins, Justice Society 12.
I need to edit
Shazam
this thing, man.
14.
I'm gonna call DC and be like, listen, you don't have to pay me. You don't have to pay me. Just let me take a look at.
Yep.
So you don't look so foolish.
Mm-hmm.
This makes no sense.
And now we're down into some spotlight items. Nice House by the Sea. Of course, James Tynion IV is apocalyptic horror series.
Did you see that they're on page 27, 29 digitally? They are they're continuing the Death in the Family Robin Lives thing. I thought it was just a one shot. Like, so the first one
Apparently they've got a slightly larger story than we know.
So now it's what happens after he doesn't die, and he continues as Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. We get Zatanna. Oh, God.
So there'd be no Tim Drake.
Ah,
right?
No need for him. Yeah.
Right.
Zatanna bring down the house #3, and we get some sexy Tulalote variants. Boy Wonder 4. I don't really understand that's that Junie Baugh book. That's right.
Yeah, I read the first issue, and no, not for me.
You had high expectations for your boy Cy Spurrier. What about with John Constantine, Hellblazer, Dead in America #8?
It's still good. I enjoy this. It's a little like thick of an accent sometimes, and a little too, I don't know, a little too mystical. Like, I guess that's dumb saying that because it's John Constantine, right? And he's both British and magic, so there should be plenty of that in there. But sometimes it's just a little bit much, and I'm just like, my head's swimming. But it's been good. I've enjoyed it.
Excellent. Our facsimile is Superman versus Muhammad Ali.
Oh,
the old Neil Adams.
Oh, that's cool, man. Some people say this is the greatest comic ever made.
Don't look. What do you think the price of a facsimile is?
It's $15. I already looked accidentally.
$15.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's only 72 pages, man. That's not even an 80-page giant, which is going for $9.99.
Yeah. And if you want the variant edition, which we haven't seen, which is I think that's just foil Neil Adams, it's $18.
Yeah.
Primer coming on.
I'd love to read it, but I don't know that I need to.
Into our all-agey stuff, like I said, Starfire with an all-agey book, Primer with an all-age book, Batman and Robin and Howard, more Primer.
Oh, wait a minute. This is Starfire gets an all-agey book, and she's the slutty, right? Yeah. Sleeps her way through. So this could be an interesting book then.
Yeah.
Batman and Howard is still a thing.
Yep.
That's just this. Okay, this is another volume. I was like, man, I thought we had already had a bunch of issues of this, but yeah, I guess it's another volume.
Superbat Special, The Bite Identity Crisis.
Eek.
Batman is. I wish I could see that variant to see what it actually is, but it's too postage stampy.
Yeah.
It's kind of adorable, but I can't really see what it is. Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries 8. Scooby-Doo Where Are You 129. And now we're into collected editions. Kill the Arkham Asylum, which is the one based on the video game that did not do well. Superman 78. Alan Scott's Green Lantern. Catwoman 9 Lives.
So what is that? Elseworlds Batman Volume.
The 2024 edition.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Oh, and the Cult. Well, yeah, that's supposed to be pretty good. That's Bernie Wrightson. Oh man.
216 pages for $40. Not too shabby.
Yeah, I sold all mine.
We also get a facsimile for House of Secrets 92.
For Swamp Thing, right?
Yep. Crisis on Infinite Earth 5 gets a facsimile. Police Comics #1 gets a facsimile. This is a book from I don't even know when.
The first appearance of Plastic Man and the first appearance of Phantom Lady.
Crazy.
Yeah, these are going to be floating around and in bins, and people are going to think they struck gold one of these days.
Mm-hmm.
Like we used to with second prints that we didn't think were second prints. That we didn't know were second prints because they only remember when they used to just like the second print looked exactly like the first print except in the indicia on the inside it said second printing. Oh, those were rough days.
We had to learn the word indicia.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Drew. That's all I can suss out of the DC Connect. So I'm heading over and checking out our good friends at Cover Price and checking out their top 10, Drew.
I'm looking at the. I'm still.
You're still.
I'm still at 51. I'm looking at the reissue of the 1982 DC Comics Style Guide.
Ooh.
Reproduced from a rare original copy as a legendary art of Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, coming in August. Join the wait list for this. Because it must be allocated or something.
Maybe, yeah.
But so this was like an in-house guide that they used like other artists to not screw up the characters. So they said, okay, this guy gets it. This Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. So flip through this. If you get any of these characters in your story, don't deviate too far from. It's kind of like a process inside baseball type of thing.
Yeah. Maybe you'll learn something.
You were less impressed.
Absolutely.
All right. Where are we going to now? We're
heading over to our good friends at Cover Price and checking out their top 10 for the May 13th, 2024 24.
Yeah.
And we're starting with X-Men Volume 1, Issue 53. Again, all of this is huge spoilers for X-Men 97.
Onslaught.
Yeah. The past episode of X-Men 97 was mind-blowing and surprising. It was brutal and chilling, ripped directly from the pages of this comic. All books related to this event have received a bump in interest and price. Many believe that Professor Xavier will respond to Magneto's horrific act in the same way as they've done in the comics. If so, this response will result in the birth of the titanic villain Onslaught. We'll know if that story stays true to the source material this week, but in the meantime, Onslaught has taken over the aftermarket, tracking 76 copies, high sale of $128 for CGC 9.8, and Raw's going to $9. And X-Men Volume 1, Issue 25. There's no way to talk about this book without spoiling things. It's nearly an exact replica of the poor Wolverine's tragic event. In the culmination of the episode, we see Magneto reach to the end of his patience with Wolverine. He does the unthinkable and rips the adamantium straight from Wolverine's bones. The episode ends with a still image of the event, leaving us all in shock and collectors chasing the book where this first took place, tracking 237 copies.
Jesus. That's so solid. Copies. That is solid. How's this not number one?
Yeah, high sale of $150 for CGC 9.8 and near mint fair market value for $22. That is so many books.
That is so many.
Wolverine 75. After the events of the last episode, Wolverine's future is uncertain. If they follow the events of the source material, we might see a very different, more feral version of Logan. However, that show has been full of twists and turns and keeping the audience on the edges of their seats. One thing is certain, Wolverine will debut his bone claws for the first time in the animated series, tracking 91 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 61% with a high sale of $95 for CGC 9.8 and current Raw's near mint fair market value of $16. What do we need to talk about with New Mutants 98, Drew, that hasn't already been said? 23 copies sold. High sale of $1,175 for a raw copy. And some near mints, $352.
That's a 9.8, not a raw.
I was going to say. I was like, wait a minute.
There's no way.
Yeah. It's got to be good. Evangeline #1, we talked about this book being optioned a while ago. We saw another 24 units of that book sold. 193% increase. High sale of $22 for raw near mint and $14 being the fair market value. Talked earlier about Reich 6 Revival #1. 34 copies on the secondary market. High sale of $20 for raw near mint. And keeping that price pretty good.
Yeah, I really love that book.
We talked quite a bit a few weeks ago about Blood Hunt Red Band Edition, the one in 25. Another 62 copies sold with a high sale of $600 for CGC 9.8 copy and Rawls going for over $200. Sure, that's crazy.
So it's the red band, but it's the 1 in 25 red band.
Yes, it's the ratio red band. X-Men 97 #1 sold 54 copies. This book was going to be popular. There was no doubt about it. The animated X-Men 97 series has been wildly popular, and those fans had their eyes on this book when it launched. It has laid dormant for a month, but as we approach the grand finale of the series, fans are looking to pick up a copy of this book once more. We're all at the edges of our seats for the series to come to a close, and buying this book might just soften the blow of events to come. Tracking, like I said, 54 copies. High sale of $90 for CGC 9.8 and near mint's going for $18. Spider-Woman 7 is at rank 9, the regular cover. Last week, 3 of the variants for this book made the top 10. Todd Knox cover has reigned supreme, but this week we see Yu's cover holding strong, while the other variants have fallen off the top 10. This book was so popular when it debuted, it was already earmarked for a second print, which is sure to sell out just as quickly. In the meantime, fans are still chasing down the first appearance of the Assembly in this amazing Yu cover. Track 26 copies, $31 for near mint, settling at $12 if you're looking.
And at rank 10. Underwhelmed.
Underwhelmed.
Yeah.
And at rank 10, Deadpool and Wolverine World War III #1, the Gabriel Del Otto Surprise 1 for store variant. These 1 for store variants has done very well. We saw 27 of them on the secondary market. $150 for a CGC 9.8 copy, and near mints for $27. $27 for a 1 per store seems pretty cheap.
That does seem like quite the deal. Unless the surprise was that the one that was like 1 to 3 per store, depending on your volume?
I think so. That sounds right.
That might have been that might have been more than we thought.
Yeah.
At rank 11, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Free Comic Book Day. Sold 69 copies with a 9.8 already coming in at $44. That's weird. That was a quick turn. That was, 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
How is it possible? Yeah. How is that even possible?
Interesting. Somebody's doing stuff.
That wasn't even 2 weeks ago. That's crazy. That's got to be a misprint.
Yeah.
High sale 44 it says not CGC 9.8 unless it's a pre-sale. Near mints around $6 for a free comic. Not bad. We have at rank 12 we have X-Men Volume 1 number 4 selling 18 copies with $110 9.8 and raw is around $20. This is also fueled by X-Men 97. A few weeks ago, we got a glimpse of Omega Red, who first appeared in this book, being freed from his containment unit thanks to a worldwide EMP. Members of the community rejoice as the notion we may see one of the X-Men's more iconic and recent villains gracing the screen. Unfortunately, it might have to wait until next season. At rank 13, we have Omega Men, Volume 1, number 3. This, of course, is the first appearance of Lobo. And Lobo's in the recent House of Brainiac events as well. And James Gunn wants to do something with him as well. So there's a lot of heat here. But only 16 copies moved. The CGC 9.8 is up to $338. Raw is around $60. We have Spider-Man Volume 1, number 1, the Silver, coming in at rank 14. This is a good old-fashioned fan favorite. Sold 25 units with raws at 12 and a CGC 9.8 coming in at $95. At rank 15, we have Ultimate Fallout 4, which of course is the first Miles Morales. 18 more units of this one moved. CGC 9.8s continue to top $1,052, with raws at $338. At rank 16, we still have some Taylor Mania holding on here with a Dazzler number 1 issue. 16 copies sold. CGC 9.6 at $73. Raws around $19. At rank 17, we have the Deadpool and Wolverine World War III Origin 1 in 100, as opposed to the Surprise or whatever the other one was. 9.8, CGC 9.8 is going for $460. Raw's going for $161. So, I think there's some room to grow on the 9.8s there. Rank 18, we have Uncanny 266. This is Gambit's first appearance. CGC 9.8's going for $600. Raw's at $135. 20 units of this one sold. At rank 19, we have Wolverine 88, the direct edition. This is I believe we called this the first appearance of Deadpool and Wolverine on a.
Yeah.
Here. So 17 units of this sold with a CGC 9.6. going for 110, and Raw's around 95, which is incredibly close. Why bother even getting a CGC slab if you can only get an extra 10 or 15 bucks out of it, right?
Yes.
So that's dumb. At rank 20, we have Spider-Woman number 7, the Peach Momoko black costume. Sold 18 copies, and they're going for around 18 to 20 bucks. This book has chilled out dramatically since last week, but it's still hot. Momoko has a massive fan base, including Kyle.
Yeah.
And so does Spider-Woman, adding the first appearance of a new squad primed to be the new up-and-comers in Marvel Comics, and that's a recipe for a coveted book. Enough said. We tracked 18 copies when at the prices I mentioned. So, yeah, might still have some meat on the bone there for that one.
Here we go.
All right, Kyle, let's head on over to what?
Yeah, let's move on over to our good friends at Lunar Distribution and look for our items on 5/21/2024. And we'll start with some weird Alan Scott Green Lantern number 6.
Yeah, doesn't do it for me. Woman. Rochdalin. But it's pretty.
I love this. I love the purple Catwoman.
It's great. It's so great. Things Bruno Redondo cover is solid.
Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, number 7 of 7.
He's looking a little scruffy.
Yeah.
It's pretty wicked the way they've done a mount. They've converted a mountain range on the cover of Nightwing 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that is actually a very
I would have not
Daniel
have thought
Sampier strong work.
That works. Got a cover D, Carla Cohen. Looks pretty good. We've got the final issue of Batman Aspinall. This is the pulp. Santana the Ripper. I think I missed this one. Oh, it's a webtoon.
Ah,
It's a webtoon. That's why I didn't see it. And I really like that Daniel Sampier Wonder Woman cover A as well.
the Stefan Sajic is awesome. That cardstock is just really good too.
Oh yeah. That's really good as well.
Checking out
Strong.
the items for the 22nd.
Oh yeah. Thank you. I'd moved on.
Cobra Commander ending 5 of 5. Feral number 1 going to a 3rd print. That's pretty cool. And then it having issue 3 as well. Last Mermaid 1 going to a 3rd print. 2 going to a 2nd print.
Trying to see that Feral is an homage of the 3rd printing. I recognize that font.
Yeah, it's one of the horror movies, Pet Sematary or something. I can't remember which one.
Oh, I was thinking it was like Flashdance. font. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, maybe.
My wife made me watch that, by the way. I had never
Not of
seen
your
it.
own, but yeah.
I had never seen it before, and
Moon Man 1 going to a third print.
don't get it. Don't get why it was a popular movie.
Kid Cudi. Sanction number 1 from can't tell the publisher on that.
Was that Mad Cave?
I can't read it. I'm too blind. Transformers number 2 going to a 5th print. Transformers number 4 going to a 3rd print. Void Rivals 2 going to a 2nd print. Void Rivals 9 releasing. More Sideways books.
What do we, I wonder if Distillery's got anybody in its corner. I've been kind of ignoring them. I tried to read 1 or 2, and I was like, eh. But in theory, it should be better.
Mm-hmm.
Should be good. I just, the weird form factor just doesn't help.
Yeah, I agree.
Doesn't help. Where they've completely been over and a bunch of wusses. you banished Image into the sea of back half books,
Mm-hmm.
and then what happened? What happened that you changed your mind? I want to know. I want to know the inside dirt there. We've already seen most of these up top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lore Remastered. I wonder what that's about. Sam and Twitch has been really good. I've really enjoyed that. I never read it during I think I might have read 1 during the original Spawn years. Yeah. So it's kind of nice to get it again.
But it's almost like your crime noir that you like so much. So,
so far, nothing to do with Spawn.
In name only.
Yeah.
Something is Killing the Children 37.
That's an amazing run there. Yeah. 37 issues of that. Amazing Spider-Man 50.
Yeah. I actually like that negative space variant on 50.
Which one is the negative space variant?
The one to the right, the black suit.
Oh, the black suit, yeah.
Yeah, with the white background. Good luck getting a 9.8 on
that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Blood Hunt Red Band. Okay. There is a Blood Hunt Red Band 25 copy incentive. What do you think?
Yeah.
They got obviously. Second round?
Yes, you think definitely. Especially with Wolverine on the cover. Yeah. Facsimile for New Mutants 98. And then, of course, Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider #1, has a 100 copy incentive by Jenny Frison. But it's actually just her Jenny Frison variant. You can get it for regular price as well.
Yeah, there's going to be not a ton of those.
Yeah. It's a beautiful book. Superior Spider-Man 7. Superior Spider-Boy. Oh, man, did I miss that? Or is this? Interesting. Ultimate Black Panther #1 going to a 4th print.
Good for them. All the Ultimates doing well. Dynamite giving us Thundercats 4.
That is a really cool FOC by Ben Oliver. Man, there's still so many covers for Thundercats. Man, they're not slowing down.
They're not slowing down. Is that Rob Liefeld doing a Thunder? Cat feet.
Mm-hmm. So Thundercats 4 has a cover X, an FOC Ken Haeser, and it's got an homage to Mary Jane on it. That's really cool.
Which was that from?
Face It Tiger, you just hit the jackpot, where she's saying face it Lionel.
Oh.
Archie Comics with Judgment Day #1.
Okay.
In a world overrun with demons, Archie Andrews is on a quest to cleanse Riverdale of all the wicked kind.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
And there's a Jai Lee. Oh, look at that Jai Lee cover.
Yeah, isn't that great?
For Archie, I like it. I like it when I'm gonna have to check that out. It's only a 3-issue series.
Yeah, I'm for continued.
Yeah.
Butcher's Boy #1 from Dark Horse. Justin Greenwood doing the art. You'll remember him from The Fuse.
Oh, okay.
It's about serial killer. Yeah. Always a possibility.
Gun Hand #1 by American Mythology. Oh, it's a limited edition. Never mind.
That's how they get you.
Yep.
Oh, Elden Ring has its own comic.
Kind of, yeah. It's I think it's a kind of a manga thing.
Yeah, makes sense.
Not necessarily a comic. Because I thought it was maybe a Titan actual comic run, but it is not. Pooh versus Bambi continues on its second issue.
I read the first, man.
Did you?
I read the first, and let me tell you.
And you'll never be the same.
Yeah, I won't be reading the second, but they had fun.
There we go. TMNT's Saturday Morning Adventures.
Huh.
And that's pretty much him.
Yeah.
All right, Drew. This is the Point of Podcast where I ask for your sneak peek at next week. Pick of the week. What is your one book that will have a little bit of
ever
value?
taken a ratio?
No, you haven't.
I don't think I ever have.
You have not taken the Aaron Churchill Memorial Ratio Pick of the Week.
The Aaron Churchill Memorial, who's very much alive. Aaron Churchill Memorial Pick of the Week when it is a ratio, but I think you gotta. I mean, the first one blew up. This is Red Band.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 1 in 25. I think you gotta go for it. So I'm gonna pick it like the hypocrite that I am.
Since you're in Marvel, I will try to avoid Marvel. I do like that Thundercats, but I don't know if that's.
Oh, so many though. Which one?
Yeah. Well, the Mary Jane homage.
Oh, the Mary Jane homage.
Transformers going so deep with things there. Is this Bloody Squad 7 from Joe Casey going to be anything? That's a 30-year-old book. That's right. It isn't going to be anything. Yeah, we're gonna mess around with Thundercats cover X, FOC cover X.
Excellent.
I think it's cool, and Dynamite doesn't get a lot of love, so they've been doing a lot with Thundercats.
No.
We've got some great covers here.
We have not given them any love for a long time, so yeah, that's good.
Our good friends at DYNAMITE. All right, I want to thank you guys for tagging along with Drew and myself as we go through our sneak peek at this week and all of our other things in the comic book worlds. We want to thank you for tagging along with us. If you head on over to patreon.com, search Comics for Fun and Profit. Find us there, be a part of our community, get a little bit more deeper as we're going to do some reviews and some fun stuff on some things coming up, and be the first to get those things, get things ad-free, get things beforehand, be part of the Slack community, all kinds of fun things happening on there. So we appreciate you. For Drew and for myself, see you.
Our LCS is Cowabunga Comics, Lake Country, Wisconsin's best pop culture destination for new comics, back issues, gaming, retro video games, vinyl, and figures. Give them a call, 262-569-9999. Check them out online at cowabungacomics.com or follow them on Twitter at Incredicow. They are our LCS, and we utilize their deep discount mail order service to bring Oconomowoc, Wisconsin closer to us. They'll take care of you. Tell them Drew and Kyle sent you. Say hi to Eric and James from us. If you need an LCS, you can't go wrong with Cowabunga Comics.